Happy Wednesday. We've got a lot to talk about on this week's Wet Soap Wednesday Live. Lots of soap in front of me, and we're gonna make more soap. I'm pretty excited about it. So the first thing you're gonna see on the description of the video, I got all fancy and got all my links set up and ready for you beforehand. So everything I am using should be in the description on this video. I think you can see it now. If not, you can always check it out on the replay. It'll be posted up on the Facebook page for Soapy Friends. I'm going to switch you over to the overhead view so you can see the soaps that we're looking at. And this is everything we're going to talk about. Well, we talked about these last week, but I wanted to start with the water kind of experiment soaps that we did last week. And those are these. Aren't they pretty? But you notice how different colors they are. If you remember, we did these. They're identical in every way. Olive oil and coconut oil and 1-to-1 water. And then I think it was 2-to-1 water. I don't remember. I have to go back and look at the live replay. But the color difference on them is all because of the water and the gel. So I did C-pop them, so we could have gotten lighter. And check this out, you'll really notice the texture difference on the back. Can you see those alien brains? That's the high water soap. You can see it more on some of these others. Lots of alien brains on those. It's because they heated up more so than the low water content ones did. Now I did get some air bubbles in the mold, like on the little nose there, but remember we were trying to get a nice thick trace and see how long that took. I did put the replay up of that, and you can see the low water had a little bit of shine. It was just too close to call because I didn't set my experiment up as well as I should. Wanted to show you these as well. These are what appear to be cute butterflies, but they're not quite. They have all sorts of imperfections on them, and I will try to get some photos up of these for you, but they alien brained as well. They're high water butterflies. So I just thought that was exciting and fun and something that you should see. We won't spend too much time on them. In fact, we're done talking about them. We'll talk about this guy in a minute too. Next up, oh, the lighting just changed. Next up are these cute, oh my goodness, so cute little rubber duckies. Oh my goodness, they're this lovely, lovely blue. And this is all the overpour from them. And as you can see, they are much darker than this one. The difference between these two bars is the essential oils used. This one here has some orange essential oil in it and some other citrus blends. This one here, yeah, it has a little bit of the tea tree. I had to double check. It was either unscented or tea tree, and tea tree is clear. The orange essential oil, though, as we're going to look at, is very orange. So it definitely changes the color of your soap. They're still blue. They're still wonderful. I know the lighting just kind of changed in here when I moved the tray out of the way and things got darker. But you saw the photo. They're this lovely blue. They are a bit on the teal side because of the orange, but they're just so cool. And they're just little rubber duckies in a soap. Someone commented that they wish they could get the rubber ducky mold in their country over in the group. And this isn't a mold. I got rubber duckies. These are rubber duckies. So we're going to pop those into some soaps. Oh my goodness, they're so fun. These were done for a custom order for a customer of mine. She's actually a gal I know from Trivia Night, which is Wednesdays. Super fun. And I will be delivering these to her. And for the soap makers out there, if you want to know how I handle custom orders, I did put them up, a link in this video so that you could see how I set up my custom orders if that helps you at all. All right, so let me set these aside and let's start making some soap. We are going to do heat transfer as well. So here are my oils. I have olive oil, coconut oil, and some sunflower seed oil. Here's the mold we'll be using in our rubber duckies as well. I always keep a little bit, you know, an extra overflow mold. I might have maybe a butterfly left over, I'm not sure. And I have my sodium hydroxide and water already measured out, but we need to mix it up. So that is what we're gonna do now. Did everyone have a stellar weekend? For all you sellers, I'm sure you are exhausted. For everyone in the United States, I'm sure you're exhausted too from family vacation and visits and all that fun stuff. We have our annual winter celebration and family get together over the solstice, so mine's coming up in a few weeks. I am very excited about that. All my kids are going to come and visit, and we're just going to have a lovely time. All right. So I do, if you're wondering, I do have ventilation in the room and it is running. And all I did was add all my pre-measured sodium hydroxide to my pre-measured distilled water. We'll give this a stir, and we're soaping, you know, room temp here, which is a little bit cooler since I have the stainless steel tables and I didn't heat my tables, which I have found to be a thing with stainless steel tables. I have a fairly well, as you know, insulated room here since I'm in Tucson and we get those really hot summers. So we're super insulated in here, which makes winters kind of interesting as it's very cold and cool in the morning. So lots of temperature moderation going on in the new space. Wonder how long I'll call it new space. I've been here just over a year now. All right, so I will grab the thermometer, and so we're at 170, 180, I mean, it's bopping around all over. We'll give that a minute to finish dissolving, but we're only at 66 here. I think there was another comment or question in the group this week about pre-batching lye water and how to warm it up so that it's the appropriate temperature to use with your oils. And really, it was based on a misconception that your oils and your water need to be, your oils and your lye solution need to be within 10% or within 10 degrees Fahrenheit of each other in order to soap with them. And that is not true. You can soap at any temperature that works for you and your recipe. I typically make my master batch of lye solution and soap with my oils at room temp when room temp is above 75. So I'm probably soaping at about 76 to 80 degrees. I'm just going to chop up some of the coconut oil here. But anyway, because I do that, I do not, well, not because I do that, the reason why I do that is because it does not matter what your temperatures are. I did learn through, when I was first learning to make soaps, I heard that as well, that everything had to be within, I thought it was 5 degrees of each other, and that's really hard to do. And your soap does not. Your oils and your sodium hydroxide do not need to be within 10 degrees of each other. You just need to be aware of what's going to happen if they're not. And basically, the hot lye can melt your oils for you. If you're too cool, you get false trace. All sorts of information is out on the web about that. And I will put together an article on the blog up for you. Okay, so now I'm going to add my essential oils here. As you can see, they are, see if you can see how orange those that is. So this is the reason why my blue rubber duckies were a little bit darker than the exact same recipe and the same colorants with tea tree, because tea tree is perfectly clear, it does not discolor or lend any color to. So we should have a bit of an orange tinge on our soaps. They'll still be pretty white because we're not adding an extreme amount of essential oils to it, but we will, they do discolor your batter. Okay, so you know your sodium hydroxide and lye solution, your sodium hydroxide in water is fully dissolved and suspended when your temperatures stop changing drastically. So I'm giving this a little stir, making sure everything's incorporated. And let's take a look here. Yeah, it went down from 175 to 174, but I think I want to give it another minute. All right, let me give this a stir, and I'll also check comments. Has anyone here made rubber ducky soaps before? Let me know if you have. I think they're so cute. It was so fun. I had not. I had wanted to do something for a long, long while. I think the first super cute soap I saw that was an oval with something on top, I believe Auntie Clara Lindbergh had an oval soap with a little frog on top. All of her soaps are so beautiful, as we all know well too much. And I've been wanting to do something like that ever since. So when I was asked to make a duck soap and we talked options and landed on the rubber ducky, I was very excited. Very, very, very excited. And yes, they are so super cute. While we're waiting for that, let's just look at how adorable these little guys are one more time. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at him, he's so cute. Quack, quack, floating through. Yeah, and the essential oil blend really is quite lovely on it. Okay, let's take a look at this. Oh, I think another minute. It still seems to be dissolving, and I had noticed a little flakes along the top. Oh, another update for those of you that are subscribed to the Always Indigo Masterclass, the live and the replay. I will have the final content uploaded, and that is all of the green indigo butterflies, including my formula for the extract that was used to create them. And then I think after that, I might be done with my indigo obsession, but we shall see. Yep, we're holding pretty good. We're at 160. I'm going to, so we're at about 160 here, and we're at 62. So, I mean, this is very drastically different. This is fairly hot, but when I add that heat to these oils, that heat will melt the rest of the coconut oil. It will also, you know, by warming these up. So the temperatures will kind of balance themselves out, but since that is so hot, we are going to get to trace fairly quickly. I hope that's the intent, because I need a nice medium trace in order to float the ducks on top of the soap. It went pretty fast on when I did the blue one, so let's see how this goes. I'm just going to stir. I'm not actually blending, so not pushing the button. Waiting for the coconut oil to melt and blend in. So, you know, I'll probably hand stir till emulsion, and I might change my mind pretty soon here too, because sometimes I do that. Just go with the flow and see how it goes. Okay, see, we're only at 83 degrees here. So I'll stir for another minute, letting those coconut oils melt. And you notice how dark it's getting in there already? My olive oil is extra green right now. Just, well, when I ordered it, it was just greener than it had been in the past. I do get my oils from Soaper's Choice, and it is their, the extra virgin organic olive oil. And it's just a bit green this time. So my soaps come out a little yellower than I'm used to, but that is okay. Because we all know that we're working with natural colorants and natural oils, and things change. All right, I don't have any more lumps of coconut oil in there. So I'm going to give it a blitz with the stick blender. So this is a new stick blender. I don't know if you noticed. I purchased 2 identical stick blenders, and if you're wondering why, go look at last week's live and you'll see what we did. I'm going to redo that and have a friend help me out to do some of those trace tests. And I'm not sure I 100% love it. It is the new KitchenAid stick blender, and there's only one button, so you press for low and then press higher or press more to get a higher blend on it. I feel like I have some air bubbles in there. I didn't have any air bubbles, excessive air bubbles, when I made the last batch with it, which was the blue duckies. All right, we're just gonna go for some full-on noise here. See, we're only at 91 degrees, so we've got some more blending to do. If we were at a higher temperature right now, we'd be getting our trace faster. I did put this into my plastic pitcher with the hopes you could see better over my stainless steel pitcher. But if we were in the stainless steel pitcher, I could pop this on some heat right now. Can you see all those bubbles coming up? There's a lot of, it's almost like I didn't burp the stick blender, but I had burped it when I was mixing up and chopping up that coconut oil and haven't, and it's been submerged since. Unless I pulled it out and didn't realize it, but I'm not seeing any burps. Yeah, I think my stick blender's bringing in more air bubbles than we want. Maybe I'll try that lovely little drill in the bell tip. I'm not sure which soap maker mentioned it, but she has a fairly deep bell on her stick blender. And so what she did in order to help facilitate burping her blender and to prevent some extra air bubbles from forming is she drilled 2 holes into the bell from the top without hitting the little blenders, and her stick blender pretty much self-burps now. So also linked in the description for the live is the article that inspired the trace test that we attempted, or that I attempted last week with you all. And it's all about controlling the trace. You know, sometimes you want a nice slow trace. Sometimes you want a a faster, thicker trace. Like right now I was hoping for faster, thicker, but I really should have warmed my oils up. Oh, we are getting warmer in there. About 94. And yeah, temperature and water content kind of go hand in hand with helping you control your trace. So soaping cooler helps you come to trace slower. Soaping with lower water keeps the temperatures cooler. Yeah, if I wanted to right now, I could add a bit more water, and that would have given me a faster tracing batch. And it's not the water causing the faster trace, it's just the water helping the heating process. And I will eventually get around to posting my recipe up on the site for you, because as you can see, this is a really, really well behaving formulation in that it's pretty slow to get to that thick trace, which is great for swirly designs. But we're going to be here for another minute stick blending to get our medium trace for floating our duckies on. Just giving my trace a check real quick. Yeah, it's still pretty drippy. I am getting quite a few air bubbles. We'll be banging those out. Don't think I'm getting any micro ones, but I might be making some. Oh, the joy of new stick blender ownership. I think I'm going to just give this a stir here, knock out some of those air bubbles, and I'm going to see if one of these duckies will float. I'm thinking we're still too thin, but we can do a little test. Oh, he is floating on there. All right, we'll go. I think I'll blend it for just another minute, get a smidge thicker, and then we'll set our little rubber duckies on. This is definitely thinner than when I poured the blue ones. The blue ones were a nice medium trace, and so it looked more like pancake batter. This looks more like a thinner cake batter. But the duckies are floating. But with the blue ones, those duckies, I did have to go back and push down on the tops as it was setting up, because as the soap was heating, which very well could have been from the indigo, they were kind of rising up. So I just went back and pushed them back in a little bit. It was only maybe 1/16 to maybe 1/8 of an inch that they popped up. It really wasn't that much, but I did notice a little ring around the ducks where they popped up. So I had pushed them back in. Alrighty. I am just popping out some, hopefully popping out some air bubbles. All right, let's float some ducks. So when you're filling your molds, you do want to leave a little bit of room for your embed, whatever is you're pressing on top, whether it's soap or a rubber ducky, to take up. On these, I'm filling mostly to the top because it's kind of cute when the batter overflows a bit and gives a little bit more look of kind of a duck pond. At least I thought it did. So I'm filling, there's, you know, maybe a 1/16 of an inch. And I might need to go back and, oh. Looks like we're not going to get that one all the way filled up. That is okay. Okay, so here we go, little duckies. Into your soaps you go. There's just something about the cuteness of a little duck, right? Maybe it's nostalgia for when we were kids or for playing with rubber duckies with our kids. Or if you watch Sesame Street, Bert and Ernie's rubber ducky. These things are just so flippin' cute. All right, that's how you embed a duck in soap. Simple as that. Yeah, this trace did work pretty well. It is a thin trace, thin to medium-ish. I see. Can you see the drag marks? I do see the drag marks. When I poured these, I'll grab this one. It has more of a, let me wipe my hand off here. It has more, you can almost see the ripples in the water. That's just from the thicker trace of the soap from when I poured these. So that's how we did that. Get it to a thicker trace, and the top will kind of, you know, bubble out and give you a little bit of ripples. These won't have any ripples. I could let them sit for a while and it will get to that thicker trace on its own just with time, and then push the rubber duckies in. I could also, when it gets to a little thicker trace here, go and just maybe with a chopstick put some swirls. I can also just leave them and know that they're just going to be so dang cute no matter what, because these duckies are really cute. So next week I will unmold these and show you the color of the soap batter. It will be a creamy white, but it will be discolored a bit from the orange essential oil, just as these were. And I'll show you what I mean again with the blue on blue, just how much darker our duck soaps are. Tea tree essential oil, the duck soap, and it's just darker. I mean, it's not drastically darker. You can see some difference in gel and all of that, but it is still a darker blue, just from the essential oil. All right, that's everything I have for you. I'll check comments one more time if anyone had any questions as we go through. Looks like you're all just watching along, so that was fun too. All right, thanks everyone. Have a fabulous week. Thank you for soaping with me. Until next time, we'll see you over in the group, and I'll keep you updated on all the other fun things we have going on the page and the group too. Bye everyone. Aren't these just the cutest little things? I hope you had as much fun making these with me as I did. They smell wonderful with that lovely citrus blend. And even though it does alter the color of the indigo just a smidge, I do think it's worth it. Quack, quack, happy soaping.